Hey, you guys, Ricoknows here. Going to talk to you guys about UFC 300. Obviously, I'm going to be breaking down every single fight. I give away the main event for free. I give away the first fight of the night for free. And then everything else, you got to be an MVP, right? And if you want to watch the fights, come join us on the Discord server. I provide commentary while the fights are going on. You can talk to all the other MVPs. You can do your live bets and things like that. We've been picking fights at a pretty good clip. It's been a rough 2 or 3 weeks now, but there are times we hit and we get 6, 7, 8 fights in a row and we get them correct. Now, I want to just caution you guys, okay? Last week, 2 of the biggest favorites lost. They lost, straight up. And that happens when you don't necessarily know how people are going to perform. Some of these fighters are unknown. And it happened a couple of weeks before that. You just see like a plus 500 win a fight. And everybody goes, oh my God, we got it right. We got it right. Just remember, the reason that's happening is the UFC Fight Game is real. Somebody has a puncher's chance to win the fight. It's still 2 human beings going into the cage. It's still 3 judges who don't know what the hell they're watching, determining the winner, right? But I bring this up because on those fight night cards and some of those other pay-per-view cards, there might be 10 fighters you guys don't know intimately. Like, you don't know their whole fight career. You're listening to me break down the fight. You're listening to me talk about their fight career. You might not know who they are. And I just want to remind you guys that UFC 300, you might know every single fighter. You might know 90% of the card. It's 13 former champs. It's champs versus champs. There's only one person making a debut, and it's Kayla Harrison, a damn Olympian, right? So you might know all the fighters on the card, and that might make you think you know who the winner is going to be. That might make you think that you're going to go with your favorite fighter. So there's favoritism, there's fandom, there's familiarity, and these marquee matchups. If you don't know, the UFC 300 card, the very first fight of the night is 2 former champs, world champions, in the early prelims. Now, world champs in a different weight division, but they're meeting each other here, bantamweight. But we're talking about 2 champs in the first fight. So just be careful. Don't lose all your money. I personally don't think UFC 300 is the place to make a ton of money when you're looking at the fight schedule, because there is no surefire bet. Like, there's no surefire way to make money on this card. You could be wrong. Things could go wrong. Some of the biggest favorites are going to lose. Some of the biggest underdogs are going to win. You have to pick and choose where you want to put your money. You have to pick and choose wisely. I'm here to help, but I even get it wrong, right? I have 3 locks on the card last week. 2 out of the 3 hit. That happened the week before. It's never good when your locks are going 66%, but the reality is one of the locks is going to miss. So go out and pick the right lock. Now, locks are hitting at 77%. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't mislead you guys. But if I pull it up here, here's the card, right? I don't have it all filled out. Locks are hitting at 76%. But if there's 3 of them, you should parlay 2. Pick the right 2. Don't parlay all 3. You'll lose your ass, as you guys have been learning. So just something to think about. So now when I look at the card, I'm going to pick a fight, and you see it here. Bo Nickal, he's in the picture beneath me. That's Bo Nickal over there. Wait, it's opposites day. Bo Nickal and then Cody Brundage. And Bo Nickal is the biggest favorite of all time. I've never seen a line like this. This is so disrespectful. Is he fighting a woman? Okay, Bo Nickal is a minus 3,000 favorite. Minus 3,000. Now, I want to tell you, Bo Nickal's winning this fight, but I'm not going to put it on the chart. What this means, guys, just so you know, a minus 3,000, what this means is you have to bet $3,000 to win $100. It's not worth it. It's absurd. You put in too much risk. It actually statistically means that they think Cody Brundage has a 5% chance of winning. 95 to 5%, I think it is. Some crazy like that. That's what that plus 1,000 means. You bet $10, bro. $10 turns into 100. We got to be talking here. So look, let me go break down these fighters real quick. Who the hell are they? For those of you who don't know. So first there's Bo Nickal. And Bo Nickal is a 3-time national championship wrestler. Okay? He's an all-time great college wrestler who decided to come to do MMA. And he gets into the fight scene, and you see it here. He wins by KO in his first fight. Then he gets on Dana White Contender Series. Submission, and then a KO of Val Woodburn. Now, if you go back and watch these fights, I've done all my research. I know the fights. Bo Nickal is the man. He's an amazing wrestler. He's a dominant wrestler. He makes dudes look like a fish out of water. You see him here just doing what he wants. He's got solid jiu-jitsu now. When you're a good wrestler, you have a good foundation for jiu-jitsu. That's a given. But when you go back and watch these fights, he didn't throw a punch against Jamie Pickett, bro. He got this man in an arm triangle. And unfortunately for him, he didn't really know how to do it. And I hope he's getting better. But his arm triangle, he was supposed to be cutting off one carotid artery, get to the other side. And when you get your head and arm trapped, you're supposed to jump to the trap side. He left his foot in a half guard and just left it in there. For whatever reason, he just kept leaving it in there. It was nuts. I'm like, bro, step out and you'll win the fight. He just kept squeezing and he just kept staying with it for like a minute. 2 minutes. It was aggravating to me because he's not doing it correctly. And when you have a young fighter, a young man like him, he hasn't been fighting his whole life. He hasn't been training like in MMA. He's been doing wrestling. So he's still learning his submission game. People think he's a knockout artist because of what he did to Val Woodburn. Val Woodburn sucks. I said it. Val Woodburn is not him. This is a Jamaican guy. Took the fight on short notice, showed up. If I remember correctly, Val Woodburn's already fought since then and lost again. And we took Oben Elliott. We took Oben Elliott to win that fight. I remember that just a couple weeks ago, right? A couple months ago. We had a good night that night. Val Woodburn is not him. So Bo Nickal knocked him out. Now, he's fighting Cody Brundage. And Cody Brundage, 6 foot, 185. You know what Cody Brundage's skill set is? Wrestling and ground and pound. Wrestling and ground and pound. But he can't wrestle with Bo Nickal. He can't. He's not of that acumen. As a matter of fact, he came out in this fight against Jacob Malkoun here, who's an Australian wrestler. And Jacob Malkoun is a dominant wrestler. And he came out, tried to wrestle with Jacob Malkoun. Got a solid takedown initially, had a wizard, was doing his thing. And then Jacob Malkoun manhandled him. And Malkoun was winning that fight. But he's got such low IQ. I don't know what percentage of his blood is Neanderthal blood, but it's probably like 6% or something. Because that man just started wailing on the back of Cody Brundage's head. The whole time. Just keeps punching his head. And then he finally did an elbow. And Mark Smith's looking around going, you know what? I'm going to DQ this dude. And Cody Brundage just sitting there. He's like, man, he did it a couple times. He's talking. He's coherent. They're like, do you want to go on with the fight? He's like, nah. Doctor comes in. You want to go on with the fight? Nah. Took the win, bro. That's a DQ win. Not impressive. The Zachary Reese win. A lot of people are excited about it. You see it here. It's a guard slam. I'll show you guys on screen. I'll let it play. He's stuck in the man's guard. It's about to be an arm or a triangle choke. Bam! And he knocked him out with that slam. You're not doing that to Bo Nickal. And yes, he won the fight. So, losing unanimously to Cedric Dumas. We just saw Dumas last fight. Losing in submission to Rodolfo Vieira, not a bad loss. That's the black belt, Hunter. That's a problem. But I'm telling you, beating Trayshawn Gore, probably the best win of his life. So he's on a 2-fight win streak, but it's not really what you think it is. It's a lucky guard slam, and it's a DQ from getting beat up and hitting the back of the head. And this is really the caliber of fighter he is, losing these 3 fights. So it's a gradual succession of talent that they're giving Bo Nickal. They want to walk him up and make sure he goes undefeated and not have that little hiccup like they did to Sean O'Malley. I always say Sugar Shane, by the way. But the point I'm trying to make is Cody Brundage is probably next on the list of people that's going to lose to Bo Nickal. I got Bo Nickal in this fight all day long, okay? But if I'm telling you guys how to gamble, it's not this right here. I'm going to do this. I left Cody Brundage on here for the people who don't finish the video, okay? Bo Nickal's winning the fight. That's a given. It's a lock. Don't parlay it with anything. Plus 3,000 gives you no value whatsoever. But you need to decide how Bo Nickal's going to win this fight. And it's either going to be by knockout or submission. But I wouldn't be betting on Bo Nickal personally. I wouldn't be trying to guess if he's going to win by knockout or submission. I'm going to put it on there for the sake of the percentages and make sure I get it right and all this stuff. But if I was gambling on this fight, I'd be sprinkling the money line on Cody Brundage. There is no way in the world a UFC fighter with 9 fights, a professional fighter, should be a plus 1,000. That is highly disrespectful to that man. Do I think he's going to win the fight? No, it doesn't matter. The estimated value on Cody Brundage, you put $10 on it, bro. Put $5 on it. You know, you give $5 to a homeless dude? I don't, but you might. I don't give a shit about homeless, but I'm just letting you know. If you gave $5 to a homeless person, you're giving $5. Go ahead and give $5 to Cody Brundage right now. That's plus 1,000, dude. That's plus 1,000. That's crazy. Okay, Cody Brundage, he's got hands. He can do his thing. Have faith in him. If I was betting on this fight, I think Bo Nickal does win by submission, does win by KO. That's there, right? But I don't want to go out there and tell you guys it's going the distance because I don't think it is. I think Cody Brundage is going to get balled up. I really do. But it's irresponsible to tell you to bet on to bet on Bo Nickal. Don't do it. Leave it alone. Don't add it to any parlays. It brings no juice. It adds no juice to anything. And you might want to put him on your DraftKings thing, right? The weekly, the daily fantasy stuff. Yeah, you might want to put Bo Nickal on your team there because he's either going to get a first-round win, an early knockout, but this is a bona fide winner on the card. There's a lot of underdogs got a chance to win. There's a lot of other people out there, but Bo Nickal's not losing. That's real, okay? So Bo Nickal winning the fight. If you're gambling, sprinkle Cody Brundage for the sake of humanity, and I wish you luck, y'all. I'm going to be breaking down every single fight, breaking down every single fighter in every matchup. This is what I do. Good luck to you. Become an MVP. Get to the Patreon. Get to YouTube. I don't care where you do it. Become an MVP. Follow the channel. I'll see you on the Discord server. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Peace, y'all.